Oh, it's very cinematic. It's very big. Everything from the cinematography to the sound design. It's immersive. It's visceral. It's big. I'm most excited for audience to see this amazing cast and the work of this crew. The design work in this film, it's on another level. Just so many people came together and made something extraordinary. So I'm excited for audiences to live in that world.
He's got great hair, he's a powerful man, he has a strong stature, and that's all the things that my character, is lacking in. You know what I mean? So when you see somebody that has everything that your character wants, you go after that. And Pine's a beautiful man, you know what I mean? Who wouldn't want to be him? I'm excited for them, honestly, to see the set, see the temperature of the movie. So it's a warm picture, and to see my body. You know what I mean? There's not enough of, short kings on cinema. You know what I mean? So they need that representation too. But it's a beautiful film. It's a thrilling, fast-moving. Every moment's a different twist and turn. And I think the people watching it, especially with how ADD we are, I think that's a good thing. It's going to keep you on your toes. It has pace. It has speed. It's beautiful, and I think it's got humor, and it has heart, and it's dramatic. It has everything.
I was blown away. I actually auditioned with just sides, so I didn't even know the extremes of this story. But it just has so many twists and turns. I even watching it, I was blown away, and I knew the story. Being able to work with Olivia, being able to work with Florence, this was my first movie, so being able to learn from all of these people, it was just, I feel very blessed to be able to be here. The costume work, Ariane is absolutely amazing, and Matt, our cinematographer, absolutely incredible. You want to go see it on a big screen, and now that we can go back to the theaters, it's kind of the perfect movie for that. So,
I got a call and got cast by Olivia, and a few days later it felt like I was on a plane and I was at a rehearsal room with all these really impressive actors, so I just sort of used my own nerves of being thrust into this really impressive atmosphere, just kind of how Bill was in the movie, so I just kind of used my own reality to inform the performance. Because it's an event movie. You want to go and be part of the conversation, everyone's going to be talking about it, and you don't want to be left out.
Shelley is Frank's right-hand woman. She's very powerful. She's got her own agenda for sure. There's real kind of power in her. I've always been interested in how women work within patriarchal structures, and as the saying goes, behind every great man there's a great woman, and Chris has his performance is incredible as Frank, and Shelley had to be his equal in a way. She's got her own kind of power. Everything about it, the costumes, the hair and makeup, the set design, the gorgeous cinematography, it all added up to something really special. It was made to be seen on the big screen. It's absolutely worthwhile going to see it for, Matty Libertique's amazing cinematography, just the colors, the sound design, and these beautiful sets and costumes. It's definitely worth it.
I was approached by Olivia and Ariane Phillips, a costume designer. She comes to my shows a lot, so I don't know if she suggested me, but next thing you knew, Olivia was at my house and we were going through all my costume pieces and talking about my part. It's a lot of fun for me, but I always wear my own wardrobe. Every time I'm in a period piece for TV or movies or whatever, I just wear my own clothes, and but I enjoy it. I love actually this scene that we filmed is an important scene in the movie, but it's where I used to do some of my first shows in the 90s, actually, so it was kind of funny to be back in that room. Well, it was a lot of fun. I love her. She totally gets burlesque. She came to see the show with Harry in London at the Palladium when I was there this year. For me, being in the champagne glass is always about joy and fun and frivolity, and I like how you get that feeling, but there's a debaucherous feeling. It was really something filming it and having these all these actors that I'm crazy about, really kind of, it was like a frenzy, and so it was different than my usual show, which is like, a 3,000 person theater full of mostly women and LGBTQIA community. So it's very different to have like this kind of like, this kind of sexual frenzy kind of thing going on, and a little bit dark.
I play Peg, who is, I believe, 9 months pregnant in the film and has a bob, which was fun. Yeah, she's just a little bit anxious, really wants to be perceived as cool, and really wants to fit in, like all of us. I was so thrilled that Olivia allowed me to improvise, was open to that, so it was very fun to improvise in the movie. I couldn't believe I got to work alongside Florence. I've been a fan of hers for years. I saw her in Midsommar years ago and was blown away, and she's a remarkable actor. I think it's really great in the movie the way these characters start to kind of slowly realize what's happening around them, and the horror of it is gradual, much like in life, maybe. That's not true. Things hit all at once often, but it's slow and subtle and creepy. The movie takes so many turns. It's really a bunch of different films sort of in one. It accesses all different emotions and levels. So you want to see it in theaters. You want to see it with friends and scream and cry and laugh.
I'm so lucky I've gotten to work with her twice. Hopefully I'll get to work with her a million more times. She is such an incredible storyteller, and she's an incredible leader, and she just makes everybody better. I was telling someone she never takes impossible as the final answer, and when you work with her, it's contagious, and everybody does more and better than I think they could do before. And it also was so fun. She makes the set so fun, and that was really wonderful. It's similar to comedy in that it's all about tension, and then when you choose to release it, and it's all about pulling the rug out from everybody that's watching, and it's also about following a character that you really love and care about, and I think Florence's performance of Alice in this movie is that, and being able to center in that, like, okay, regardless of genre, that's someone you're going to want to watch and follow. It was so much fun to get to create a brand new world, which is what we got to do. And from a story perspective, there was real purpose to that, and that was wonderful. But also then we had the most incredible crew, our production designer, Katie Byron, our cinematographer, Maddie Libatique, our costume designer, Ariane Phillips. They built this world literally from the ground up. And so to be able to collaborate them from a story perspective, with them from a story perspective was like one of the great thrills of my whole career. This is a place that's trying to distract its citizens with beauty and glamour and fun so that nobody's asking any questions. And so creating the kind of heroine like Alice who was able to look past all of that and actually question what's going on around her was fun. That's the kind of person I want to be. So in some way it was like wish fulfillment of the inspiration you need. You've got to see it in a group. You've got to see it in a big theater. You're going to want to see it before everybody else so that you can talk about it, so that you're analyzing it with your friends afterwards. It's also, I think nobody wants to be the person on Monday who hasn't seen this, because it's what everyone's going to be talking about. So hopefully you'll get to this weekend.